Hey guys, good morning. It is absolutely a beautiful 5th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Just rolling out of Monterey Park. We got a beautiful, beautiful sunrise. We have a boat absolutely full of dogs. Everybody's ready to play. We're gonna do a couple of reports for you this week. I'm gonna do just sort of my fishing report, and then when I get a chance to edit it, I'll get our Outlaw Outdoors 4th of July tournament results posted up. So Minn Kota and I fished it again yesterday. We wound up with 3 fish that weighed just over 15 pounds. Our best 5 would have been right at 20, so we really didn't. It's interesting, we didn't have near the weight we had on the Father's Day tournament, but we had a much better day overall of fishing because we got bit. The fish are starting to push back out, so we caught a lot of fish out deep up through the day, cranking a cloud 20 and a blueback chartreuse, and then dragging. And Minn Kota threw the big worm quite a bit, but they really didn't seem like they wanted to eat the big worm too much. But I will tell you one thing. Yesterday, we had, I think, 3 teams have more weight than us with a dead fish. And I know one of them, it cost them over $600, or I think $600 for that dead fish. So if you have not seen it yet, go to that link right there and watch that Todd Driscoll fish care video. Our fish were in great shape when we turned them loose. So fishing's still good. We're gonna go way down the lake today. We're gonna make a little boat ride and look at some, hopefully some shallow fish, looking for the BassChamps next weekend. So let's go fishing, and we'll get both the videos up. By the way, I got to meet several guys yesterday. Had a great time at the weigh-in. Thanks to you guys for walking up and saying hello, and met a bunch more guys this morning at Coleman. So fun weekend, beautiful 4th of July, and thank you for Carlos and Blueberry Bog folks for putting on the big fireworks show last night in Zavala. We had a great time over there as well. So let's Bo, you ready? And that is the face of a guy who's ready to go fishing out there. Let's go. Hey. Leave him be. I got away. So that's about my 5th bite down about a 100-yard stretch there. And one of them looked like a 3-pounder. I saw him come up and get it, but obviously they're grabbing the tail, because none of them, when I pulled on them, I had nothing there. So I'm gonna keep it up. I get a sense that there's some fish up around this stuff. Oop, there was one right there. Hey. Everybody just relax. It's just a fish. Hey. No.
Everybody is being very good. Bodie, sit. Bodie, sit. Good girl.
Nice little chunk. Boy, that's a fat little fish. Fat little fish. Golly. He's bleeding, but you gotta see what he threw up. I don't know if y'all saw that when he flipped in the boat. That's what he threw up. A perch. And he ain't 12 inches long. He had that big old perch in him. Crazy. Nice fish. It's a big, long, solid 3.5. It's a beautiful fish. That fish is fully recovered, just up here shallow munching on brim. Like all of his buddies. That's why you saw me. I went from that black blue to a kind of a brown watermelon with some purple flake in it. Looks a little bit more like those brown when I saw that when that last one spit that shad up, or that, excuse me, that brim up. I switched colors, so I hadn't gone very far, and bam, there you go. So it's a good sign. 5 of those will not do you a whole lot in BassChamps, like nothing, but 3 of those and 2 good ones will. And it's nice to know where you can come in and catch those kind of fish when you need to, like we needed to in Father's Day. That would have moved us up probably to 2nd place in Father's Day. So I just mentioned the setup. So again, as always, 3/4 ounce sinker, 3/0 EWG hook, but that's that color. It's a Reaction Innovations, and I'm not going to say the name because I'm sure it's got some dirty connotation, but you can see it. It's what I would call a watermelon fade to a darker with a little bit of bluish and then purple flakes in it. As always, on that Super Duty 3 rod, that TS, that little 6/8 to 1 reel. Actually, I think that's an 8/3 to 1. I'm sorry, that's that really fast reel I bought for this purpose, which makes sense why it's on this rod. 65-pound Seagar Smackdown. Boom, catch him. Guys, I'm going to stick this in here at the tail end of this. I'll post up the 4th of July tournament results, or video, which you're going to see. We caught them pretty good. We had 3 that weighed 15, 3 fish limit, finished 4th place. Probably had a little bit over 20 pounds for our best 5. Not near the fishing we had for the Father's Day tournament, but we had a good time. And I wrote something in an article a couple of years ago, and I said, I'm kind of paraphrasing what I said, but what I said was, to win, you have to be willing to fail practice. And so I knew there are some shallow fish that we can catch early in the BassChamps tournament this weekend. But I also know we are doing the damage on those fish. So in this particular tournament, I think we can start fishing at 6, which is barely daylight. So we're running at 5:45 in the dark, basically, or almost dark, to where we're fishing and whacking on these fish for the first 30 minutes. Well, we can't get to those fish. Even if we got a top 10 boat draw, BassChamps probably not going to let us go till 6:15, 6:30. And most of that bite's going to be over, if not all of that bite's going to be over, of those shallow fish. So I really focused my practice days trying to find deep fish or deeper fish. And I'll tell you, BassChamps has really opened this tournament up because it's a 3-fish tournament, which means you got to catch 3 great big ones. It's going to take 20 pounds, I would guess, to win this tournament with 3 fish, maybe 19, but it's going to take 3 big ones. And the other thing I have noticed, by the way, is the brush pile guys are starting to get quiet. Now, you saw my practice there. I didn't fish a lot of piles. We did fish several piles the day before and started getting a few smaller bites in the 4th of July tournament. But this tournament, I think, will be one. I wouldn't be surprised if a team catches 1 big one early and then is able to cull out several fish and get a big stringer out of brush piles. I will predict almost without a doubt this tournament will be won in brush piles. Yeah, there's a frog bite, but all of these tournaments where we've all been getting these frog bites, we've been starting super early, and they've been 100, 80, 70, 100 boats in the tournament, not 200 plus that you're going to see in the BassChamps this weekend. So, yeah, I failed practice a little bit, but I knew what I was doing when I went out there, trying to find a group of deep fish. I did not find a group of deep fish. So what Kevin and I will do most likely is try to catch a big fish early, shallow. If we get any kind of a decent boat draw, top 50, top 70 boat draw. And then we will spend the rest of the day fishing points, humps, brush piles on both of those. We might fish a little bit shallow. You see here, I stayed out deep all morning long. I only caught a couple of little tiny knot heads. I did catch 1 2-pounder on a crankbait on a Cloud 15 that I didn't show. I didn't have it on camera. But nothing to speak of. I went up shallow and immediately started getting bit, but you can see they're just keepers, and they're not the fish that are going to do well in this tournament, even if it was a 5-fish tournament, much less a 3-fish tournament. As a matter of fact, I think I make a comment about that. So there you go. Yeah, I kind of failed in practice, but I did it. I was out there looking for something for a reason, because I know what it's going to take to win this weekend. So I'll get the 4th of July results up. So I think I got like 19 or 20 fish catches, keeper catches on film, including 1 over 5 and 1 over 6 with some pretty good acrobatics you'll see in this video. I'll try to get that up either Thursday or Friday of this week, and you guys can see this video. I may break this into 2 parts. If I do, the title up here will show part 1 and part 2. I'm not sure how much footage I have for this, but there you go. Glad you tuned in. If you don't subscribe, please do. Click on the bell. That gives you notices anytime I post a new video, and I will continue to post through the summer. I am pretty certain we're about to nail down the Todd Driscoll, Texas Park and Wildlife Fisheries Biologist video this weekend, so I'll start working on getting that edited up and however many parts there are. I'm not just waving at blue giraffes, it's mosquitoes flying around out here. But I'll get that video up as quick as I can as well. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys at BassChamps this weekend. If I don't know you, please come up and introduce yourself. I continue to meet lots of guys, and thanks for all the great comments you guys saying how much you enjoy the videos. I certainly enjoy making them, but it means a lot to me when you say that to me. And we will see you guys this weekend.